Good evening and welcome to the Academic Night of Excellence. Tonight is certainly a tribute to our best and brightest students of Algona High School. But we know they didn't get here alone. We thank the parents, the grandparents, and other family members for your support and guidance to this point in their lives. We thank the faculty and staff for your constant structure and encouragement. Tonight we celebrate all of you, and tonight we thank you. In addition to their classroom success, these are students who are working hard. They're working hard on our fields and courts, in the concert halls, in our theaters, and in our classrooms. They work hard before, during, and after school hours. They're also students who are making memories. They're enjoying the experiences along the way. And lastly, they're students who are making a difference each and every day by their words, by their efforts, and by their actions. So students, tonight we thank you, and tonight we look forward to celebrating you. Thank you for being here tonight.
The first group we're going to honor is the seniors. In order for the seniors to be recognized tonight, they have to have a 3.5 cumulative GPA. Please hold your applause until the end of the senior class. Elizabeth Anderson. Caden Anderson. Lauren Anderson. Lucy Bierstead. Carson Brown. Kaylee Carroll. Allison Casey. Sydney Casey. Levi Clegg. John Cox. Lily Elsbecker. Lillian Etherington. Simon Fike. Brooklyn Helmers. Ava Henry. Faith Huber. Natalie Clare. Mariah Knapp. Ella Lawson. Alyssa Lohman. Nicholas Ludwig. Elliot McCage. Aiden Morris. Toby Nelton. Dane Nygaard. Caleb Amdahl. Analia Perez. Alayla Perry. Alex Rath. Treston Severson. Tora Solbach. Jenna Storr, Ryan Stundall, Kinnick Sullivan, Kayla Thompson, Lily Vasky, Emily Walker, Harrison Waltz, Jacob Wolf, Jacob Zabka, please join me in congratulating these seniors. Are you gonna pull them like that? Because I can't see over there. Are you sliding in the ones that you can't see? Okay. In order for the juniors to be recognized, they also must have a cumulative GPA of 3.5 or higher. Jacob Bargloff, Lorelei Brady, Riker Brindley, Abigail Brooks, Camilla Campuzano, Ashley Cantu, Hoyt Crouch, Aubriana Donchi, Zachary Dukert, Ian Fair, Samantha Frombach, Shaylon Gonzalez Cruz, David Hamilton, Morgan Kelly, Daniel Kemna, Logan Lenz, Devin Lester, Reed Luwaji, Brennan Lucas, Sarah Maudsley, Jace Mortensen, Carson Olmstead, Shriji Patel, Taylor Penning, Ava Peterson, Najli Price. Brianna Ricky. Alina Rosacker. Riley Rummel. Jacob Shutter. Sydney Seebecker. Remy Schaefer. Liliana Smith. Audrey Snyder. Kit Tilgist. Danica Van Gorkum. Jessica Vasquez Suarez. Paige Villata. Ashlyn Waldera. Seth Walker. Maggie Wartick. Jenna Weiland. Landon Welp. Faith Zeller. Please join me in congratulating the juniors. In order for the sophomores to be recognized tonight, they need to have a 3.7 cumulative GPA or higher. Madison Adams. Dylan Alt. Caitlin Burns. Kayla Busher. Nick Condolian. Isaiah Cromer. Malin Davis. Waverly Espy. Evie Gunther. Ryan Haynes. Ben Helmers. Andy Jensen. Brennan Kayeski. Lauren Clem. Alex Kramer. Olivia Lampy. Jack Limbaugh. Katie Ludwig. Alex Mansky. Flynn McCann. Lauren McLaughlin. Lillian Miller. Brianna Rickless. Riley Riggert. Kara Rodert. Haley Ruley. Aiden Schmidt. Paige Schmidt. Hannah Severson. Carson Scow. Ace Studer. Chance Studer. Haley Talbot. Landon Thompson. Casey Van Otterloo. Ellie Vasky. Lainey Van Tiger. Emerson Waltz. Ryan Weir. Isaac Wilson. Please join me in congratulating these sophomores. In order for the freshmen to be recognized tonight, they also must have a cumulative GPA of 3.7 or higher. Brooklyn Adams. Jillian Burns. Tate Carter. Gabriel Condolian. Jorge Contreras. Nicholas Depew. Jasmine Ditzworth. Owen Ducey. Abigail Dressler. Jackson Eishen. Aiden Engel. Hannah Fillingham. Elijah Garrett. Aileen Herkey. Avery Hersom. Hillary Holmes. Haley Holmes. Caitlin Hoover. Jordan Jansen. Blake Kayeski. Macy Knapp. Evie Martinez. Alyssa Miller. Ava Murphy. Max Nevitt. Skylar Oswald. Caleb Owens. Tennille Phelps. Natalie Reemsma. Colin Roberts. Sam Schucher. Sophia Snyder. Reese Taylor. Summer Thompson. Allison Trunkhill. Madison Ubaye. Colton Waite. Gavin Weber. Audrina Yokomission. Please join me in congratulating these freshmen. Would Analia Perez, Treston Severson, and Tora Solbach please come back to the stage? These three seniors have received NCC All-Conference Academic Awards. In order to receive this award, you have to have a 26 or higher on your ACT and a 3.5 cumulative GPA. The certificates aren't here yet because we're early, but we want to congratulate them for their academic honors here as well. We're now going to move into the National Honor Society portion of tonight's program. The Algona High School chapter of National Honor Society, including Principal Jared Cecil and co-advisors Lisa Cassins and myself, Mindy Spear, welcome you, students, parents, guest speaker, faculty, and friends to our annual induction ceremony. We are gathered here to formally recognize those students who have been selected by the faculty of our school for successfully completing their candidacy and are being inducted as new members of our NHS chapter. For current members and those former members who may be among our guests tonight, we hope this will serve to remind you of the standards of excellence that you too are charged with maintaining as a member of the nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition program. We would like to introduce our current members of the National Honor Society. Please stand as your name is read. Beth Anderson, Lauren Anderson, Allison Casey, Sydney Casey, Levi Clegg, John Cox, Brooklyn Helmers, Ava Henry, Natalie Clare, Mariah Knapp, Ella Lawson, Aiden Morris, Toby Knowlton, Kayla Bomdahl, Analia Perez, Treston Severson, Tora Solbach, Ryan Stundahl, Kayla Thompson, Lily Vasky, and Harrison Waltz. You may come forward and be seated. Please join me in welcoming them.
The National Honor Society's motto is Noblesse Oblige. In broader terms, this means that those in high rank have the obligation to behave honorably, generously, and responsibly towards others. Our emblem features the keystone and flaming torch.
The letters on the keystone represent character, scholarship, leadership, and service. They indicate and direct our purpose to serve our school, community, and all humankind while fostering these basic beliefs, values, and high ideals.
Our chapter is proud to have inducting new members since 1959, and today's ceremony inducts the continuing emphasis on excellence that we represent for our school and community. Throughout the years, members of our chapter serve as role models for other students. In addition to a strong academic records that established the eligibility for memberships, our chapter members are leaders in many student organizations, and we serve our school and community through many activities. We are proud of these accomplishments and welcome these new members who bring new energy in support of our continuing work as NHS members.
Tonight, we welcome 26 of our classmates into the Algona chapter of the National Honor Society. In accordance with our constitutional requirements, students are eligible based upon their cumulative grade point average of 3.5 or higher, as well as community volunteer hours. They also have to demonstrate meeting the pillars of character and leadership.
The students prove that they meet all 4 pillars of National Honor Society through a biography with supplements from letters of recommendation. A 5-member faculty council panel reviews the candidates and their applications for selection.
It is at this time that we proclaim all into attendance that members of the Algona High School's chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through effective demonstration on the 4 qualities that serve standards for this society.
Candidates for induction are, as your name is called, please stand. Lucy Bierstead, Riker Brindley, Abby Brooks, Camila Camposano, Ashley Cantu, and Hoy Crouch.
Ian Fair, Samantha Frombach, Morgan Kelly, Daniel Kemna, Logan Lentz, Reed Lawaji, Carson Olmstead, Shriji Patel, Alayla Perry, Najali Price, Brianna Ricky.
Alina Rosacker, Sydney Seebecker, Audrey Snyder, Danica Van Gorkum, Ashlyn Waldera, Seth Walker, Maggie Wartick, Jenna Weiland, and Landon Welp. You may now be seated.
This year's honorary speaker is Blake Mills. Blake is a 2010 Algona High School graduate and a member of Algona's chapter of the National Honor Society. While at AHS, Blake was involved in basketball, football, baseball, track, concert band, jazz band, marching band, and the Silver Cord volunteer program. After graduating from Algona High School, Blake attended the University of Northern Iowa, where he received his bachelor's degree in criminology, along with a certificate in crime mapping and analysis. After graduation in 2014, he was hired as a police officer in West Des Moines in January of 2015. At the Law Enforcement Academy, he was given the Top Shooter Award. While an officer in West Des Moines, Blake was also field training officer and a member of the Honor Guard, where he assisted with public functions, funerals, flag presentations, and other ceremonies. He was also in the application process for CERT, which is the Suburban Emergency Response Team. Blake was the first police officer to be awarded for Simon Conway's Back the Blue campaign. Blake was hired in 2021 as a conservation officer with the Iowa DNR in Dickinson County. Throughout his career in both departments, Blake keeps up to date with many trainings and certifications, including statement and analysis, A-RIDE, interview and interrogation, boat accident investigations, and many more. Blake is married to Stephanie Madison Mills. Together, they have 2 sons, Beckett and Camden. Blake and his family reside in Spirit Lake, Iowa. Please join me in welcoming Blake Mills.
Thank you. Good evening. I would like to thank the staff at Algona involved with National Honor Society who decided to ask if I would be the honorary speaker for tonight's ceremony. It is an honor to be asked to come back to my hometown and stand before you tonight. I feel it is a privilege to be considered for this speech, let alone be selected for this year's ceremony. As I was preparing, I thought back to being in your shoes years ago when I was inducted into National Honor Society. During the moment when I was sitting at the ceremony in high school, it was an honor to be selected. However, the overall big picture was not that clear, as I had my whole life in front of me. As I began to reflect on the years past since high school in preparing for this speech, I can now see how the basic pillars of National Honor Society, which are excellent traits to possess, have helped guide my life both personally and professionally to shape me into the person I am today. When Mrs. Spear contacted me regarding speaking for tonight's ceremony, I had the brief thought, why me? What about me for this year's ceremony stuck out when there are numerous other people who have been inducted into National Honor Society over the years who have been successful in their lives as well? I believe this thought I had is due to humbleness, which doesn't affect any one of the 4 pillars, however correlates to all of them. Even though I don't know any of you personally, it has been years since I have been in school, and I can guarantee that each of you has shown strong characteristics or examples of each of the pillars in your lives already since you have been selected into National Honor Society. Be proud of this accomplishment and any other accomplishments you have reached. However, remain humble. Now, I'm not saying you should downplay or think this isn't a big deal, because it is. But if you remain humble, then you don't have the expectation that you should always receive an award or a positive gratification in life. If you can proceed through life achieving great things, meeting goals, and remain successful, then I can assure you that the main pillars of the National Honor Society are truly embedded traits into each and every one of you, which will take your success even further. The main focus for the speech tonight are the four main pillars of the National Honor Society and how they have correlated to my life and where I am today. As I speak tonight, I hope examples of my accomplishments and the brief stories I share help to provide you real-life insight on how these basic traits have helped me throughout my journey. Scholarship is defined as academic study or achievement learning of a high level. While in school, I strive to have good grades academically. It was one of my goals. Each of you here tonight have and are doing that. Keep in mind, school will eventually end. However, your learning can, if you choose, last a lifetime. Some of you may begin work right after high school. Some will attend a trade school where you focus more on a hands-on trade rather than bookwork. And others will attend numerous years of schooling post-high school. Now, while you are in school, if you pursue the route of college, take pride in your learning, homework, and grades. Please keep in mind, don't let your learning stop when you receive your final diploma. Don't settle for just good enough. When you begin your career, always strive to do more, learn more, and push further. The only thing holding you back from learning is yourself. Even though my school years are over, I have continued my education in my career. While working in law enforcement, I have attended numerous trainings to gain knowledge in specific areas. Some of the trainings I have attended include a statement analysis course, interview and interrogations course, advanced roadside impaired driver enforcement training, field training officer school, and boat accident investigation, just to name a few. Each of these courses focuses on a particular topic relating to my career. The purpose of each additional training I attend is to learn about that particular area so that I can become more knowledgeable and help out someone else with more expertise. To tie into leadership, which I will cover shortly, I am more than willing to share my knowledge with someone else. However, I will gladly accept assistance from someone who has more knowledge than me in that particular field. If you are looking at an educational opportunity or a training course, it may not always be applicable at the current moment, but think to yourself if it could assist you in the future. One example of this is a swift water rescue course I'm attending this fall. In the assigned county I work, there's not a major water body with swift water. However, there's a great possibility that in my career, I'll provide mutual aid to an area that has swift water or respond to a natural disaster. In addition, the basic skills of knot tying and water rescue will come into play on the water bodies I cover. Aside from work, I strive to learn more in my personal life as well. I enjoy learning about new topics and expanding my knowledge, whether it is home projects or hobbies. I've always been one to get things done myself instead of having someone else do it. Leadership. It is ironic how timing works out sometimes. Just a few weeks ago, prior to this speech, I attended a meeting for work, and the keynote speaker was U.S. Navy SEAL Jocko Willink. Prior to the meeting, I read his book, Extreme Ownership, which related to a large portion of his speech. In both his speech and the book, he commented on leadership and the different ways to be a leader. Obviously, we all know a leader is one who steps up to the plate, one who applies for a promotion at work to oversee others, or will be the first in a group to provide their insight and ideas. However, he described about how a leader may sit back for a few seconds to see if someone else will throw out an idea first. Every person has varying degrees of knowledge on various topics and may be aware of something else that you are not aware of. In certain scenarios, another person's insight may be the best option. My entire career post-school has been law enforcement. To be in this field, you have to be a leader. In the situations I am put in on a daily basis, you have to take control of the situation, and when it allows, guide it. When I served as a police officer for West Des Moines, a large portion of the duty was reactive work. We were constantly called to respond to situations where citizens look at you for the answer. Every call was different in some way, however, you had to find a way to work through it. Being a leader can be applied in any scenario. It doesn't matter if it was one person or an entire group I was dealing with, I had to identify what was going on and how to deal with it. While at West Des Moines, I also served as a field training officer where I would train new officers one-on-one in the field on how to do the job. During the times I was training a new officer, I was a direct leader to that person day in and day out in the patrol car. Whether something went good or bad, it was addressed, and I was the one to do it, as it was the last step of the training process. If I did not lead those officers, how would they know what to change or what to continue? When you're a natural leader, it remains visible to others. I was selected to be a suburban emergency response team operator, in simple terms, a SWAT team member. I was notified that I had been selected for the team and was to begin training. However, it was immediately followed by the request to become a field training officer instead of a CERT operator to fit the needs of the department. It was devastating to me at the time, as being on the CERT team was my number one goal. However, looking back, I'm proud to say that my leadership qualities were noticed and needed to be applied for the greater picture of the department. In my new role as a conservation officer with the Iowa DNR, a majority of the work is now proactive, meaning I seek out enforcement opportunities, opposite from being a police officer where it's mainly reactive. I still respond to calls for service when needed. However, a large portion of the job is proactive work regarding hunting, fishing, and navigation. There are many areas of natural resources that we cover and enforce laws regarding those. As a leader, I am constantly volunteering to assist with projects, trainings, enforcement, and help in any other area besides my own territory. And relating back to Jocko Willing's message, I have been a leader in these situations by stepping up to assist without necessarily having to be the main person in charge every time. As you proceed through life, remember to always lead. Not necessarily be the first to speak or act, but to be in that position to lead when the opportunity presents itself. Service can be present in a variety of ways. One of the most obvious examples of service is volunteering or assisting others without expecting payment or anything in return for your benefit. Don't ever be afraid to lend a helping hand or offer assistance to someone in need. While in high school, I participated in the Silver Cord Volunteer Program. Helping others in this program helped to show me that what you can provide others is sometimes more beneficial than receiving monetary amounts. The values I received in high school from volunteering my time assisted in developing my personality to assist others, which carried through to this day. While in college, I continued to volunteer and assist at various events and for people I knew. The decision to head into law enforcement for a career is a true testament to service. I don't work this job for appreciation. I do it as one of my main traits is to provide service to others. Service is a trait that truly fits my personality. I have always enjoyed helping others and tend to always put others before myself. When handling calls for service in law enforcement, more times than not, we are called to a negative situation. Whether it be a dispute, a vehicular accident, an injury, theft, or countless other examples, law enforcement officers respond regardless of the situation. My willingness to serve others fits this job description perfectly, as others will run away from a situation. Our whole purpose is to run towards it head on. There is always the possibility of negative outcomes for officers to include injury, contaminations, personal assault, mental trauma, or unfortunately the ultimate sacrifice, death. Aside from all the potential risks, the underlying reason for my willingness to help others who request it, or those who cannot help themselves, is to serve those people. Aside from my professional career, I have always had the desire to serve others in multiple capacities. I step up to the plate when help is needed instead of stepping back and hoping someone else will handle it. Please keep in mind, I'm not saying the only way to serve is to become a first responder or join the military. Sure, if that is the route you want to pursue, chase it head on and strive to be the best that you can be. However, there are numerous ways to serve, from the most minor of holding a door for someone to the extreme of putting one's life on the line for someone else. I challenge each and every one of you, being recognized here tonight, to continue to serve the rest of your life. In our world, you never know what someone is going through or what they have been through in their past. A small gesture to someone may just be a life-changing moment for them. Character to me is a basic term with a vast amount of meaning. The most basic way to process this is to look at one's character as a human being. How you act, decisions you make, morals you value, and traits you possess. I've always carried myself as a direct reflection on my family and my friends. I don't want my actions to negatively affect someone else. I've always processed decision-making by thinking about the consequences in the long run. My personal character is a testament to where I am today in my career. In order to get into law enforcement, I had to take and pass a polygraph test, which dives deeply into your entire life and the actions you made along the way. The hiring process for law enforcement is rigorous, long, and contains multiple steps. At any point in the process, if you are to fail one of the steps, you are done. Once hired, my character has been tested time and time again. I'm in a position to insert myself into people's lives and assist in any capacity that I can in that moment. There are many traits I possess that make up my overall character. Some of these include honest, responsibility, caring, and respect. I've been in numerous scenarios in my career where I temporarily have to take into my possession someone else's property, money, vehicles, valuables, or others as evidence or safekeeping. It is my responsibility to maintain my honesty and integrity in the safe handling of these items. The accuracy of my actions is also a testament to my character, whether it be counting money or weighing illegal narcotics. Character is also how one acts in different situations. One time I responded to a call in a home where a young person was having behavior issues. I identified that my physical size and the presence of being in uniform could escalate the situation, so I put myself in a unique position and actually sat on the floor to bring myself down to that person's level until we could move on. That brief gesture yielded in a positive outcome, and the parent could not stop thanking me for how I handled it. Another situation I was called to was similar, however slightly different, as it was a different person in a school setting. I identified the situation and sat on the floor with that student until they were calmed and ready to continue. Both of these situations revealed my true character, as I put myself in an uncomfortable position by sitting on the floor, which is not common practice, and just to help someone else out and see that behind the badge and gun, I'm just a normal human being. On the opposite end of the spectrum, I came very close years ago to potentially being shot on the side of the interstate while assisting a vehicle on the side of the road. Luckily, I'm here today to speak about it. The point of bringing this up is to provide an extreme example of character. Shortly after the interaction was resolved on the interstate, I stood face to face with that individual in the jail during processing. Once the situation had been brought under control, I was able to remain composed and finish the rest of my job. I did not lose control of myself or my emotions and let that individual's actions earlier affect mine for the rest of the night. How you act and what you do does not always reveal an instant result, but along the way you will receive a positive result from time to time, stemming from the character that defines you. While at West Des Moines, I was awarded the first officer ever to be recognized during Simon Conway's Back the Blue campaign. This nomination stemmed from my actions on a call for service that had happened in the past, long before the actual nomination came up. I was just doing my job and never expected that call to turn into the recognition it did down the road. You never know who is watching you and when you will be noticed, so act as though you are always being watched and you will have nothing to fear. While employed by both agencies, I have used body-worn cameras during the course of my duties. This has never bothered me, as I firmly believe if you are doing the right thing, it doesn't matter if you're being recorded or not. You should not have to change your words or actions if you live life consistently. I understand that you're being recognized tonight, but I feel this is a great accomplishment in your lives, so I'd like to congratulate you now as well. I ask all that who are being inducted in the National Honor Society tonight, please stand. And if we get a round of applause. Please continue standing. I now ask anyone who has already been inducted in the National Honor Society, please stand. And another round of applause, please. And finally, anyone out in the audience who has ever been inducted into National Honor Society, whether at this school or different, please stand. One final round of applause. Please be seated. In closing, I personally congratulate each and every one of you here tonight. Hard work and dedication is not instantly rewarded. Please keep in mind what you have accomplished up to this point, and do not stop working, learning, and achieving great things in your lives. Do not let barriers slow you down. Rather, let them reveal what you can do to overcome and move past them. Thank you for your time tonight and allowing me to be part of the ceremony.
The four characteristics for membership to NHS induction are high character, outstanding academic scholarship, quality leadership, and service to school and community. Students Beth Anderson, Natalie Clare, Levi Clegg, and Harrison Waltz will speak in regards to these pillars. First, Beth Anderson will speak about the importance of character.
Character is a force within the individual that distinguishes each person from others. It creates for each of us our individuality and our goodness. It is without character that no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is this force, that character, that guides one through life and once developed, grows steadily within. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant thought and action, the daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality with what we wish to appear to others, to be rather than to seem. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove that by example that we value character. John Wooden once said, "Be more concerned with our character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are." We live in a society that is very image-oriented, and often character and reputation are confused. Although a great emphasis is placed on how we publicly appear, it does not really matter. A person's reputation is not insignificant, but it also may not be accurate. A person's character, who they are, what they stand for, and the things that matter to them are what really matter. If we concern ourselves more with our character, a good reputation will often follow. Next, Natalie Claire will address academic scholarship.
Scholarship denotes a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours reading and studying, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for human education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life, which leads to the highest success. This can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, the torch guiding us to understand the present, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship. As Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. Academic excellence is about being a lifelong learner. Excellence is not only defined by getting good grades or scoring high on tests. It is about going beyond the classroom and exploring new ideas and concepts. It is about taking risks, challenging yourself, and pushing yourself to new limits. It is about being curious, asking questions, and seeking answers. It is about having a thirst for knowledge and constantly striving to improve ourselves. Achievement in academics is the cornerstone of success. It is the foundation upon which we build our future. Academic scholarship is not just a goal, but it is a mindset and a way of life. Success in academic requires hard work, dedication, and commitment, but the rewards are worth the investment. By pursuing excellence in our education, we can open up doors of opportunities for ourselves, benefit our communities, and inspire others to do the same. So let us all strive for academic excellence and make the most of our education for ourselves and for our society. Next, Levi Clegg will speak about having quality leadership.
President Harry Truman once said, "In periods where there is no leadership, society stands still. Progress occurs when courageous, skillful leaders seize the opportunity to change things for the better. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. Leaders are those who take initiative in all aspects of their lives. Therefore, a school, community, or nation is no good without wise and thoughtful leaders. Leaders influence their community and those around them to push forward and help improve the life of those around them. Leaders are not born, but they are rather created through sacrifice and willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interest of others or for the common good. Leaders set the example and inspiration for those around them, so a leader must also lead with character and empathy. A leader does not look for personal glory, but rather glory for the group as a whole. The members of this group should display these characteristics and continue to inspire those around them. Lastly, Harrison Waltz will address service to the school and community.
A quote by Audrey Hepburn states, "As you grow older, you will discover that you have two hands, one for helping yourself, the other for helping others." Volunteering is an activity that involves giving your time, skills, and energy for the benefit of others without expecting any reward. It is an act of selflessness that can positively impact not just the people you help, but also the community around you. Through volunteering, we can discover a sense of fulfillment and purpose that might be difficult to achieve in other aspects of our lives. It is a way to be a part of something bigger than ourselves, to contribute to a cause that we believe in, and to make a lasting impact on our community. Volunteering provides an opportunity to learn and develop new skills while also helping others. It is a chance to contribute to society and create positive change. In a world where we are often consumed by the pressures of everyday life, volunteerism reminds us of the importance of giving back. It is the foundation on which we build a stronger, more connected community.
At this time, will the new inductees please rise, raise your right hand, and repeat the pledge. I pledge myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands, and will maintain and encourage the high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. You may take your seats.
At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Jared Cecil, Principal of Algona High School, as he recognizes our newly elected members with a pin and certificate. As your name is called, please come forward to receive your pin and certificate and sign the official chapter register.
The new members of National Honor Society are Lucy Bierstead, Riker Brindley, Abby Brooks, Camilla Campanzano, Ashley Cantu, Hoyt Crouch, Ian Fair, Samantha Frombach. Morgan Kelly. Daniel Kemna. Logan Lentz. Reed Lawaji. Carson Olmstead. Shriji Patel. Alayla Perry. Najli Price. Brianna Ricky. Elena Rosacker. Sydney Seebecker. Audrey Snyder. Danica Van Gorkum. Ashlyn Waldera. Seth Walker.
Maggie Wardick, Jenna Weiland, and Landon Welp.
On behalf of the Algona Community Schools and many thousands of honor students throughout the U.S., I welcome you into the National Honor Society. Congratulations to you and to your parents and friends who have helped you obtaining this honor. Thank you to all of the speakers and advisors for helping this induction ceremony a success.
Thank you for attending our National Honor Society induction ceremony. This concludes this evening's activities. You're all invited to join us in the PAC lobby for a reception to honor all the students recognized tonight. All students must remain in the Performing Arts Center for pictures of both the academic honorees and National Honor Society members quickly before attending the reception. Thank you.